Hi, welcome back to Eon Ticket, the speedrun marathon where we raise money for Amoeba's Burglary Relief Fund. And we have another speedrun here. It's Yoshi with CrossCode. I started saying that, and then I realized I had muted the stream, so I started hearing myself, and it was extremely jarring. So that's why that was the way it was.
Hi, Leah. Speedrun. Wait, how? Bye.
This is a reference that you will all soon understand, but we haven't explained yet.
Yeah. Hi, I'm EpicYoshiMaster. I'm here to play this cool game called CrossCode. I've been obsessed with this game for so long at this point. Literally ever since I started playing it a couple months ago. So I'm really excited to finally have the chance to show it off. I'm joined here by my commentator, who happens to also be the person who introduced this run.
Hi, I'm Corvame. I, at one point in my life, ran this video game, and it was many moons ago, and now I do not run this video game, but I think I still remember it, so Yoshi was like, yeah, you can commentate, I guess.
I guess we'll find out. Yeah, I guess we'll just get started here. So I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1, go.
So, right off the bat, the character that we see is not Leia. I actually can't say anything because Yoshi needs to Discord stream, but...
Oh, what? I didn't know this!
I didn't think about it till we started. It's fine. Do it during the cutscene. What
cutscene?
Yeah, so you can skip all the cutscenes in this game, which is really nice. Pokemon would never. Oh wait, never mind. Never mind.
Okay. All right.
Never mind. We have a solution. I forgot that. I'm all over the place today. It's been one of the days of all time for me. So, you know.
We love that.
All right, now I can see. Now I can hear your feed. There we go. Okay, so Yoshi was dashing 3 times every time there. That is because that is the most number of times you can dash. After that, you kind of do this messed up little mini dash that doesn't really go anywhere. Except that was actually a lie, as I'll explain later. So this is Leia. Leia is our protagonist character. She is a spheromancer. The plot of this game is that this is a game within a game. It's the future, and we are playing an MMO, but the MMO takes place in real life, and if you die in the MMO, you die in the MMO. Does that make sense? It's an MMO, but it's all existing on a real planet that they terraformed into being this game.
It's like real life and not real life
at
the same time, and in a video game.
That was a skip. You're supposed to bounce stuff. So those orbs, you throw these orbs with the right stick or with your mouse, and then when you can either rapid fire them like this, or you can charge them up. If you charge them up, then they'll bounce. And there's a lot of puzzles around that because CrossCode is actually a puzzle game, masquerading as a RPG, masquerading as a dual joystick shooter. We have to kill all these rats to progress. We unfortunately have to do this. There's nothing we can do. Okay, there's nothing we can do in NMG to not have to do this.
True.
Any% does not do this, because any% is a whole different can of worms. This category, it says NMG, and you might think, later on we'll do stuff where you go, this does not seem NMG. And that is because in CrossCode, NMG actually stands for no menu glitches, because this game has menu storage, and menu storage completely demolishes this game. It is the menu storage, any% time world record is 3 times faster. It's crazy. And the world record for this game is already ridiculous.
Shout out to Simp.
Shout out to Simp, who is the best runner of this game by
far.
Simp is crazy good at CrossCode. So there's a technique that Yoshi's using called is it just called attack canceling? I don't know if there's an actual
I think it's called attack dash canceling.
Yeah, if you dash, so the way that your attacks work is you get 3 normal attacks, and the 4th attack is the spin attack, which hits twice. And the spin attack has sort of a backswing to it. But if you dash at the end of the spin attack, then you'll be able to get out of the animation, and that lets you attack slightly faster. So we do that pretty much anytime you're doing attacks. Do you know what an MMO is? Cool. So now we go back. Again, we're doing this triple dash thing here. We're gonna do another little puzzle room where we have to break all these boxes. And then we're gonna, after that, I believe we're gonna learn things. Is that correct?
We might, but yes.
Maybe. I wish I knew how to use my shield, and I wish there was.
Yeah, I really wish there was a tutorial to tell us how to use a shield. Well, first we gotta learn how to shoot. As if we don't already know that.
Yeah, we're gonna be taught how to shoot, and then how to shield.
How to dodge.
Oh yeah,
and then how to shield.
The dodge one, because the dodge one's the only one you can really choke.
I know we really have to say no here, otherwise we listen to a long cutscene.
Yeah, it's really bad. So now we have the shield, and the shield lets us do stuff that is fast. Because, okay, so you're supposed to, shield through this. That's, the idea of this. But we're just gonna attack it a bunch. Because it's fine. We can't die.
Pretty much.
I love the rhythm of the attacks in this game.
It's really satisfying.
So now the designer's here. Spoiler alert. And he's like, I'm gonna drop this crab, and you're gonna come with me. We're manipulating this crab so that he does a better cycle. There's a quick kill for this boss. It's stupid difficult and also random because it relies on getting a critical hit.
I actually got the frame perfect dash. What?
Oh.
I didn't get the damage, but okay, let me actually explain. So I
don't know how that works, so I've never tried.
Yeah, so there's basically whenever you get this that spurt out right there, you have a couple frames of iframes, and you have to get a dash right whenever it goes off in order to stay there and get through it. And yeah, this quick kill is pretty much RNG because you need enough crits to actually get all the way through the phase in one go. Just apparently Sim said it's 1 in 3 if you're perfect, so yeah. That's ridiculous. I'm just happy with getting that dash. That was insane.
Yeah, so that's the crab boss. It's supposed to take longer than that, but we're speedrunners, go fast. So we leveled up. We're level 2 now, and we weren't supposed to be level 2 because we're not supposed to be able to get experience yet because we're not actually in the game yet. So something's up with us. It's very strange. This is an escape sequence. All of these robots are being spawned in, and they will instantly kill us if they come into contact with us. We go fast enough that's supposed to close down. You're supposed to do some stuff, but we're able to skip it. Also, now that we have the shield, there's a couple techs that we have available to us. One is infinite dashing. Essentially what you do is you hold down the shield, and then you dash more.
Yeah.
Because for whatever reason, when the shield pops up, for a second after every dash, it resets your counter of how many dashes in a row. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure why it works, but it does work. And that lets us dash infinitely. So that's our main movement tech. Yoshi's also going to do a long jump here. Oh, come on. Don't mess up Rhombus Dungeon long jump.
Oh my gosh. We're not talking about this.
This is another puzzle room. To be fair, this room's low-key hard to do fast. It's easy to choke. So Yoshi, there's a puzzle you're supposed to do in that first room there that I called out Yoshi for. And the way that works is... Oh, we have access to our quick menu now. There's a lot to explain really fast in this game. The way that a long jump works is we jump in the air, and then we cancel the jump animation by either popping up the shield or doing an attack, and then we dash, and that lets us jump way farther than we should be able to. That was 2 long jumps right there in order to skip this whole room. This room's really hard. This room's really hard.
Yeah,
this is, I think, the hardest. This is, I think, the hardest room in the game.
Pretty much.
It isn't like, but yeah. I like refused to do it the like backup way that Yoshi's doing right now when I was doing runs of this game, and so I spent like hours and hours and hours and hours on this one room, and then I finally had a setup that worked for me, and it doesn't work on 60 FPS, and so I had to stop doing it. So that was cool. Just like so we're gonna skip. You're supposed to like go to the whole top path and go to the entire bottom path, and we're gonna skip the bottom path by just shooting a ball over there and bouncing it off the wall. That's gonna be a thing that we do a couple times throughout the run. Now we're gonna equip some equipment. This game has because it's an MMO, you have a gear score, and you get equipment and stuff. Gear is really important for this run because we're always going to be extremely underleveled in terms of our character level. But we can get some gear that's really good, and that makes up for a bit of it. The combat's still really hard, don't get me wrong, but it is better than it would have been.
Yeah, the one thing that is really nice is like level really doesn't matter as much in comparison to equipment. Like equipment is by far the most superior thing.
Yeah.
That determines your stats.
Hey, we're level 3 now, and then he's like, I don't remember his name. It's been a while.
Sergey?
Sergey, yeah. It's like, by the way, you're not supposed to be level 3. That's weird. I also, the reference that I said we're going to make later at the beginning of this, Leia can only say the word hi right now, because for whatever reason, her speech synthesizers are messed up. We're going to do a trick for this boss here, where essentially the way this boss is supposed to work is that it's going to like move back, and you're supposed to like hit it from behind and like use those side things to hit it from behind, and then it'll move back to where it's supposed to be. But instead of doing that, we can just get on the platform and ride it with it, and that allows us to attack it even when it's in this like shield mode, which is when you're supposed to do like this little mini puzzle to figure out how to proceed. Also, you have to shield those, because if you don't shield them, you will get knocked off. And falling off does deal damage. I don't remember how much it is, but I didn't know about that, actually. About that trick.
Yeah, it's a nice backup if you take too long.
Yeah. Now we have our first circuits. So this is like the skill tree system. We have all of these different things. We get points for them when we level up. And then we'll eventually unlock combat arts, which there's one combat art for, there's a combat art for block, shoot, attack, and dash. And then you can see that Yoshi's just got the first cut combat art. That's a dash combat art. And there's 2 paths for each one. This is a trick to skip this barrier. We turn off skip cutscenes. And what that does is it, because it's the first time we've used that combat art, it's going to play the cutscene, and normally that barrier would like move you back, but the cutscene animation takes priority, and that lets us get here way earlier than we're supposed to be able to get to. It is so hard to explain everything going on in this game.
Yeah, this game kind of throws everything at you at once and does not stop.
This game is extremely dense. If you haven't played this game, I cannot recommend it enough. It is extremely good, and it has a ton of content. We're not doing most of it, because there's like a bajillion side quests we don't do. So what that was right there is that was a save fix, because CrossCode had a really long early access period, and there were a lot of situations where you could essentially get your save spot, or like your save file in a state that was messed up for a newer patch. And so they have these little fixes where if it detects that like you haven't done certain things in the game, it will try to like repair your game's state. And so we intentionally triggered that by going because that area we were in is one of the late game areas. So we got there way too early. We haven't like done anything else in the game. And so that lets us skip a bunch of stuff in the main hub town. We're gonna grab these crackers here. Those are for money. We're just gonna do some casual movement. Go grab some gold bars. Are these the gold bars?
Golden satchels.
Satchels, that's what it is. I love this theme.
Yes.
Those little waypoints are fast travel points. We just passed one. We're not going to grab most of them, but we do grab some of them. Some of them are useful. This game does have a concept of height, despite being a top-down, like, SNES-style game. And which the game actually... there's a switch over there we're supposed to hit, by the way. You're supposed to, like, do a whole puzzle. We just hit the switches from off camera.
No.
Did you fall?
Yes.
Yeah, that's I love doing that.
That.
That's my favorite trick to do, which is to do that too fast and fall off the edge. That's a classic.
See, the thing about it is, like, I could have just walked and had the jump automatically do it, but I had to go for the long jump, for the 0.01.
We actually want to skip this this warp point, because it messes up your camera. You can still move, it's just, like, slightly harder. But yeah, so this game has, like all of those ledges and things all exist in different Z heights in 3D space. And despite this being a browser game, deep behind the scenes, fun fact. Also, Yoshi's buying a bunch of stuff here. We need damage, and we also need some buns, some spicy buns. We do need that check. We do need that landmark, and that's just to save a little bit of time after this cutscene. Okay, I'm gonna explain the plot, and then I'll explain what I was gonna say. We skipped this cutscene, which is pretty much saying that the plot of the game within the game, like the MMO's plot, is that you're supposed to essentially like follow this trail of the ancients, and get all these different I forgot what they're called. They're not seals.
The shades.
The shades. You get these different shades, and then we just got like we're gonna be able to go into the first dungeon soon. Okay, so as you see, Yoshi hopped up on that ledge just because this game has 3D height in it. There's a lot of really, really cool puzzles in this game that are about like figuring out how to get to a certain height and then going from map to map to map to map, which I pretty much didn't. I never beat this game casually because I spent like 20 hours doing those puzzles, and that was it. And then was like, yeah, I had fun. We're gonna equip a bunch of better gear because the gear we had sucked. We're going to dash through that DJ. What is it called? A DJ. It's not just DJ Mole, is it?
I have no idea what they're called.
I don't remember the name of anything in this game. And that's just for experience because we can one-shot them with first cut. If you notice in the top left, we have this SP bar. That first cut, that's a level 1 art, so it's going to use up 1 bar of SP. Later on, we'll have access to level 2 and 3 arts, which use 3 and 6 bars of SP. SP regens over time, very quickly outside of combat, and slowly within combat. And then, if you deal damage, you regain SP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I've not played this game in a while. I'm trying my best to... I'm surprised at how much I'm remembering.
Yeah, you're doing good.
There's a cutscene here. We're now in a guild. Because our friend here who's following us was like, I'm in a guild. You should join it too. And now we're in a dungeon, and we're going to race. We're going to race our friend. And despite being speedrunners, we will lose.
More like we don't even finish the race.
All right, so this is a trick. You do this first cut, and then you drink the water that we got for free, and that lets us stop the momentum, which lets us do that when we weren't supposed, or like skip that whole room's puzzle. That's called a dash art, or a dash. Wait, buffered. No, there's a name for that trick where you dash, you jump, and then do a dash art.
I just call it buffered dash art. I don't really know
I also call buffered dash arts, but I think there's I think that's technically not. I don't know. This is a puzzle room again.
What? Wait, I didn't move this one. I'm smart.
Yeah, you have to move.
Don't worry.
This game is secretly just a puzzle game.
It's true.
And when they released DLC for this game, and the DLC for this game really turned up this game is just a puzzle game to like 100. It's so hard. So Yoshi had a bun. That's going to increase our damage. Because like our damage right now is really low. and we need to kill these things quickly. This is a trick. Essentially, that's another. When you jump up in the air, you get a little. You do jump up a little bit in, like the Y dimension, and by doing a dash long jump after that and attacking, we're able to hit that when we weren't supposed to. This room's kind of hard. Yeah, you did the synth. Oh,
did not want to be there.
So, yeah, you can attack those ants, but they resist neutral damage, and so you're supposed to beat them using the bombs. The ants will also sometimes dash. Ideally, you can. Yeah, that was actually really good. That's like the fastest way is in 3 bombs. You can do it in many more. This room right here is just going to be some puzzles, so I'm going to read some donations if that's all right with you.
Yeah, go for it.
We have $10 from Jordan97, who says shout out to CrossCode Academy, and we have $25 from the Waffle Men, who says pot friend. Thank you both for your donations. So this room here, you move the bomb and you move it to the other side and you grab the key. We need the key. There's actually a trick that Yoshi found that's not actually useful for that room. This is another room where you flip the switch, and now we're gonna do another buffer dash art here to skip the rest of the puzzle and move on to the final room for this section here. This boss is hard. I didn't actually know that you could make that with a dash jump for the longest time. I thought you had to do a buffer dash art for it. So yeah, the bomb drops are like randomish. It is possible to defeat Pinzo in one cycle. It's really difficult.
Very hard. I've never gotten it.
Yeah. Yoshi came pretty close, too. That's like twice as much damage as I usually do, because I'm really bad at that fight. So now we're going to go down to floor 2, and we're going to not do this puzzle as intended. You might be sensing a trend. We can hop onto this fence, which is maybe one of my favorite, the silliest ways that we skip a puzzle in this game. So these guys, they will dash at you, and if you spin out of the way, they go into they become breakable. Most enemies in the game, I don't know if it's all, can become broken, which is just a state where they're more vulnerable and don't do damage for a bit. All the fights in this game are very choreographed.
I've never seen that before.
Oh, no, I've done that before. Yeah.
That sucks because I lose the button buff.
Yeah,
I kind of have to go without it.
There's sort of like a lot of the mines is sort of a like race against yourself. Like obviously you want to go fast, but you extra want to go fast because the buff you get from food only lasts for a short amount of time, and you want to have that up as long as possible. That was pretty good for as a backup or like a second attempt. Do we need to kill these guys now?
Yeah.
Ideally, what you do is you get them like against a wall, and then you ball of steel them twice. That's a throw art, by the way, so that does cost 1 SP. They're our neutral throw art. And now we can have these fire orbs. So there are a bunch of orbs in the game, and if you fire an orb through the orb, this is if you fireball through like those elemental orbs, it becomes that type. And so we're using that to break all of these different ice pillar things. We skip a little bit more of the puzzle here. Ideally, you still have your buff here.
Yeah.
I've never had it that far, but
if you're really fast, you can actually get it all the way into this fight.
That's crazy. So this room. Now you can see that we're actually able to do like real damage to the bugs, and that's because they were weak to fire. That's introducing to you that enemies have weaknesses and resistances. There's actually a like faster way to defeat that second. While they're spawning, they don't have their resistances, so you can actually throw a ball of steel through the flame while they're spawning, and that'll instantly kill one. So that's nice. Also, Yoshi was perfect shielding all of those. You do not take damage if you do a perfect shield. I do not know what the frame window is. It's not that tight.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Hey, look, the bombs slide on ice. That's neat.
Wow, that seems like a very useful thing for
you don't actually want to break all those things, because or all the rocks, because it's a surprise tool that will come in handy later. Oh, hey, it takes time for bombs to explode. We can change stuff. I love puzzles. So because we left that here, we don't have to hit the bomb. We could just do... we can just jump over, which is slightly faster. This room's stupid. This
room sucks.
This room's terrible. The only way to get through... Like, in order to break these things, we have to... We don't actually have any bombs available to us, except for the one that the cat robot spawns. So the way we want to do this room... you're going to kill it too early. Is
That's what you think.
We want it to spawn all the bombs that we need, and we want to blow it up with the last bomb. It has like a cycle that it'll do, and you can interrupt it when it does that spin attack by using Sphere Saw, but if Yoshi does it now, it will die, and then they'll have to kill an entirely new one, so that's fun. Yeah, so if you dash through it, it will go into... It'll dash away or towards the bomb, and that lets you get that final kill. And now, we're going to do a boss fight. This is... Also, these keys are the worst.
They are.
So this is... I think it's Infected Pinzo. I think this is...
Infected Digmo.
Infected Digmo. Pinzo's later. My bad.
Yeah.
I messed it up earlier. So, the way that we break Digmo's break bar is we hit him with fireballs, and then all of his bugs pop out, and then ideally, yep, that was good. So if you don't beat him quickly enough during that after that break, after he spawns second round of bugs, all the bugs will go back inside of him, and you have to break him again, and it just is slower. That's the fast version of that fight. That was super clean. Now we have the heat element. So the heat element lets us shoot fireballs, and it also means that we have an entirely new skill tree, complete with its own sets of arts. Every time you get a skill point, you get 1 point to put into every tree. That was a fun trick we did, just to reset that room, so it brings the box back over there. So there's a lot of points that we're going to put into skills.
I have to get the frame perfect dash now.
Oh no! So what you're supposed to do there is supposed to do a buffer dash art.
Wait, no, I don't. Let me just do this.
You could just do it in the intended way.
You think I remember the puzzle?
Okay, that's fair. Wait, do you get your... Oh, yeah. So, it doesn't save until you exit the room. So, you can get around it that way. There's another buffer dash art where we cancel momentum using a food. I think that's the last one we do, right?
We have one more. At least a notable one.
Is there? Where we cancel it?
Oh wait, cancel now.
Yeah, where we cancel it. Yeah. No, we do more buffer dash arts. There's like a couple more.
Nice, I got them both together. That's really nice.
Oh, I think the timer's stuck again. Oh, there we go. Now it's not.
All right, cool.
I thought chat was referring to the timer in the bottom left of the game, and that is because we do use in-game time for this game. All right, so now we have the key, which lets us open chests that are locked, but only some of them. So now we're gonna do another one of those tutorial skip. That's not how. Wait, you might have just messed it up.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Now we're gonna do another skip. Okay.
You have to skip. You have to skip one of the tutorials.
Right. I forgot. So there's 2 tutorials here. Only one of them will actually let you get through. So we skip the first one and then don't skip the second one.
Yeah.
I screwed up. Yoshi was right. You hesitated long enough that I was like, I don't.
Well, I pressed like the wrong button to exit out of the menu, so I kind of tripped up.
So we're gonna sign out and go to sleep, and this is what we dream about, and it's very strange. And now we're gonna go through the desert. This is like, I think this is my favorite like overworld part of the game that we do.
Really?
Yeah, I think this part's really fun.
I think this would have been my least favorite personally.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Well, my problem with it is like I always like I ended up having to cheat to do a lot of the puzzles. Like I was just using like speed tech to cheat around and like because I couldn't figure out
in the run.
Oh, in the run.
I think the movement here is fun.
That's fair.
I like it better than the first area, the mountain.
Yeah, that's fair.
So now we have another party member. This is Citron. Citron's the worst.
We hate Citron.
Citron sucks, and we'll explain why later. Citron's the worst for multiple reasons, but we'll explain why in the context of the run later. So this here, we're going to do another buffer dash shard into the corner, and that lets us skip to over here where we can grab, because we have the key, we can now open this, which gives us the Thief Band, which is a nice, better hat for us. I don't remember what stats it gives. All the items, they give stats, but they also give, like, perks. And the perks are really important.
Yes, they are.
I just find this part calming, and I think that the buffer dash shard's kind of fun. That door goes down when you get near it. I don't know why. That's right there. That's the maroon tree. I hate the maroon tree. I hate the maroon tree so much. If I could remove one level from CrossCode, it would be the maroon tree. It is why I stopped running this game. Oh, that was so. If you dash at the top of that liftoff, you can like save a little, like a fraction of a second. It's the swag dash. So now we have all the gear we wanted, and we're gonna like do some cutscene stuff after we equip our gear that we got. Because we need to sell some stuff, and we need to buy some stuff.
There we go.
Now
for your favorite part.
So this is the maroon tree, and in the maroon tree, we will be fighting worms while Citron tells us worm facts. We need to keep this blazing bun up for the entire time. No, until the last boss.
Yeah.
Or else it is much harder. And if you die, you lose your bun, so don't die. There are 3 different rooms we clear here, and then the final boss. That was an interesting sphere saw. The worms break when you hit them with fire, but something I didn't explain about this game is there's a mechanic called elemental overload, which if you notice in the top left, the icon that shows like what your current element is, as you deal elemental damage, that meter will fill up, and when it fills all the way up, you'll reach a thing called elemental overload. And what that does is it locks you out from using elements for a while. It does like a really long animation, so that sucks. And then it locks you out from using elements until it cools down all the way. And the way that you reduce cooldown is by doing attacks in neutral or waiting. This room's annoying because it introduces the concept of what if one of the worms was higher up. Also, the fun thing about the worms is that they spit rocks at you, and somehow the rocks home to your current position, and it's total nonsense, and I hate them. You just get hit by rocks constantly in this stupid room. For that longest time, that explosion I thought was a bad thing that was happening. I didn't realize that was Citron's ability. There's a cool skip in this room where Yoshi's going to do a buffer dash, dude. Wait, you could just go diagonal?
Yep, I found that.
Oh my god, is that new?
As far as I know, yeah, I was the one to find that.
Okay.
I was just messing around.
So what we used to do is you would do a buffer dash art onto the stalactite, tight to the top, stalagmite at the end. And what that would do is, then you would just hop on, but that's like slightly faster. So we need to get this into a certain spot, and then Yoshi's gonna drop 4 Ashen Mines. The Ashen Mines are gonna lift up, and as soon as the worm comes back, it's gonna instantly kill it all, and that'll go into phase. It'll instantly pop the break, which lowers the thing, so we don't have to kill all the other worms.
Please don't.
And then that lets us skip the fight, or don't die. Skip the second part of the fight, which is really obnoxious and takes a while, and also it's really easy to die.
That was really good.
Also, you can soft lock there.
Yeah.
Because if like Leia walks over to pick something up, but if the game does not expect those worms to be there essentially. So if you collide with one of the worms, you just get stuck. It's super jank. So now we talk to the Elder. The Elder's like, wow, you solved the Maroon Tree. Okay, cool. You can go to the dungeon now. Yay, yay, yay. We gotta watch some more cutscenes about... We have to go into, like, the spirit zone of the universe. Cool. Now we can go to where we want to go, which is the Hourglass Pillar. And now we can go to the dungeon, which I never remember the name of.
Fajra?
Fajra, that's it. But wait, Apollo Justice from the games from Phoenix Wright series challenges us to a duel because he's another character in this game, and he's like, you cheated because you had more experience than you were supposed to, and you have no sense of honor, and we are now rivals. This fight is also very telegraphed. You can beat Apollo 5-0. It is pretty hard, I think. So far, it's going really well. There's like one cycle he does that I find like really difficult, and the rest of them aren't too bad. That one's easy. Unless you miss the shield, then it's really bad.
Oh, you suck! Okay, we're fine.
Essentially, all you want to do is you could have just shot him with one orb.
Usually dodges though.
That was good. That was a good Apollo fight. Yoshi made that look much easier than it is. So now we're in this temple here, and we're gonna skip a bunch of this early spot. This is introducing the mechanic of Steam, which is what this game is on.
Yeah, that's true.
If you want to go play it, we're gonna do another buffer dash art here, and we're gonna dash long jump over there. Hey, we skipped this whole section! Yay!
We got a cool.
If you thought we hadn't skipped enough of the section yet, just wait. We're gonna skip literally half of getting the keys, because we can kind of like position to this corner here and abuse the bounces to let us just skip that entire right hand. But we do need to grab the key. So yeah, Yoshi's gonna do some more circuits, and we're gonna do the red worm.
Oh,
no, not the red worm. We're gonna do Pinzo. Pinzo's fun. Pinzo's hard.
Very hard.
It's the fight feels very fair. There's a quick kill for this fight, and it essentially requires you to do a bunch of inputs real fast. So you use the steam to break him, and then you get him down to a certain amount of health.
No, I didn't drop it.
You drop an Ashen Mine, you do a first cut through him, and you fire off the ball, the orb, the ball of steel. And if you did it all right, oh, and also before the ball of steel hits, you need to switch back to the fire element, because the way that we have our circuit skilled will make it so that we do more damage. We have just higher damage because we skill more damage circuits on it.
Good enough.
And then that lets, or alternatively, if you don't do that fast enough, you can simply crit, which is what I usually do.
True.
And that lets us skip the entire second phase. Yoshi didn't get it there because it is very hard. We also now have the frost element. Hooray! For a while, when I started, Simp's world record just didn't get it. It was still like a 116 or something. It's not like the worst one to miss, honestly. The red one is worse. Because like you can die and then it sucks, but all you do is you hit it with 3 more steam, and then you've usually done enough damage that like you kill it really quickly. I hate this jump, by the way. It's one of my least favorite jumps. I don't know why I hate it so much. Yeah, we buffer dash art over there. What I usually do is I'll usually fall. You're really hitting those keys, huh?
It's just the keyboard's loud.
I'll usually fall and then have to do that second part of the puzzle like as intended, which is very cringe. So this one gets broken by Frost, and then we break him a second time by hitting him with the Frost puck, because if you take a ball of water and you hit it with Frost, it turns into a puck. And I forgot, it's ice. That's not called ice shards. I forget what it's called. Ice flurry.
Ice flurry?
Ice flurry, yeah.
Or hail flurry. One of them.
Hail flurry, that's it. Is really, really, really useful. We use this to skip the whole puzzle. This is the jellyfish room. It's like annoying. It's also, I believe, the room where we get introduced to the concept of moths. Yeah, so now we have laser moths. They're also weak to ice, just like real moths. And they're flying up high in the sky, and so in order to knock them down, we have to use these little those little pillar things, which raises the height of our orb. Saying these things out loud makes me realize how ridiculous a lot of things are.
It really is.
But yeah, Hail Flurry is really good for defeating moths, because it just instantly destroys them. Yoshi used Indigo Strike there. That is the our Frost dash art, and that is simply to get over. If you use dash arts to move, it's slightly faster. I just caught something in Poke Clicker. I just got the beep. I thought I muted that. It was really loud. It was very jarring. Yeah, we launched that there to skip this room. I got a mess spread if anybody was wondering. Space could never. And now we have another key, the white key, which lets us unlock more things. We also skip this as well. We do have to hit that to get it out of the way. This is another puzzle we don't do as intended. We just Indigo Strike over there, because when you fire another element through one of the things, it resets all the way that they're lit up. The sconces, they're not really sconces. They're like light posts, kind of. Yeah, you could see, I mentioned elemental overload before, and you could see the corner of the screen start to get all boxy. And that's because of elemental overload. There are puzzles we do as intended, and it's because we don't have a way to not do them as intended. That is not the right dash art. Or not the right art right there. This is like vaguely hard. This is like a vaguely precise one compared to most of them. Oh, this is that's how you do it?
It's a thing I found.
I don't even remember how we did it the old way.
You did like a long jump before.
Yeah. So this is another puzzle we're not going to do as intended. If you're sensing a trend, we are actually going to do this puzzle 2 different ways. Oh, whoa. I didn't know about this.
It's sick.
That is sick. So normally we did the puzzle 2 different ways the intended way, but apparently now we don't even do that. And now we just do it
one different way, the not intended way.
It was 1 different way, but with 2 different elements.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
And now we do it not even right, so... And that's to get an item. When you put heat in it, you get an item. When you put frost in it, it opens up where we need to go. In this puzzle, we step on switches at the right times. And then we also do our long jump. Okay. And then on this puzzle here, the steam's gonna travel down in 2 different directions, and we must step on switches so that they end at the same time.
Oh,
now we're gonna fight more jellyfish. But these are actually mechanical jellyfish, not in like the robots, but in we need them for a mechanic. In the same way that that Pinzo, the big Sarlacc pit boss worked. It's gonna spawn our good friend, a different robot, and we have to fire discs at him to break him, which we get by turning those water orbs that the jellyfish spit at us into frost discs. And now we're gonna go do the pause. No, there's one more thing, right? Yeah. This room. This is my favorite room in the dungeon. Because I think these scorpions are really cute. They have little eye patches. And also because all we kind of do is we just kind of dash through them a bunch. It's like one of the easier combat rooms, and that makes it much more fun to me, because it's not as hard as most of the combat in this game. And also they have little eye patches. That's the last key. And now, Yoshi will do a puzzle as intended, unless things have changed.
Unfortunately, they are in fact as intended.
That's what I thought. So every dungeon has like a end of dungeon puzzle that we have to do. That pretty much asks you, do you understand all the mechanics that we showed you during this puzzle? And they're all very timing based. They're honestly really hard. Not in the speedrun. They're not too bad in the speedrun, because you just do the same thing every time. But like casually, it's like they take a while. They're not easy puzzles. But this game does have really, really good accessibility options, where you can like slow down the puzzle speeds and stuff. So, all right. So now we have to beat up a bunch of moths. What's everyone's favorite moth Pokemon? Bad news. We're also those green moths, the green rainbow moths, they will dodge our attacks until they're charging up, which is annoying.
This is gonna be really awkward. Very awkward. Okay.
They also just hurt a lot. Volcarona's good. I like Volcarona. This room's also pretty fun because we have a throw art called Snowflake Falky. It's weird, but it pretty much like it like hits something that it shatters, and so it's very satisfying for defeating the moths. Alright, so that's that room, and now we have the boss key, which, as we know, lets us open the boss room, because we've all played Zelda.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go do the final boss. You'll never guess what the final boss of this dungeon is.
Is
you
it
have a little bit of time.
a squid?
Maybe. If you said the radiance from Hollow Knight, you're right. It actually doesn't look anything like the radiance from Hollow Knight, but yeah, it's a big moth.
You got the moth part, you know.
And this boss fight is one of the easier boss fights. It's not the easiest boss fight, as we'll see later. But you Hail Flurry it a bunch. The hard part about this boss fight mainly is not going into Elemental Overload. It is very easy to do in this fight. Also, if you take too long to get over there because you like mess up the little platforms you gotta make, that can be bad. But yeah, Hail Flurry does a lot of Sorry, it's not elemental overload is not the problem in this fight. It's having enough SP, I think.
It's kind of both.
It's kind of both, yeah.
Especially if you're going for like the hard strat where you go for the dash at the very end.
And a lot of
actually didn't have enough SP there to do that.
In a lot of fights, or boss fights, you're gonna see Yoshi just like spamming neutral shots, and that is because that builds SP and lowers elemental overload, even if it's not doing damage. Like, I didn't mention it for Pinzo because I forgot to, but in Pinzo, you just spend like half the fight just like doing 0-shot damage because it builds SP. And we need a ton of SP for that final trick. Like, I believe we need a full bar of SP for that. Or is it 3?
You need full.
You need, okay, that's what I thought. This is a puzzle where we have to like recreate what we saw in our memories, and it's always the same, thank God. You pretty much have to go around bamboo in the right orders. We also cannot infinite dash in here. We also cannot skip this. All right, now we're gonna go back to Harbor, which we didn't really do earlier.
We've literally never even been here.
Yeah, this is the first area of the game. You might recognize it. Because we didn't go here.
And that's all we're gonna see of that.
We gotta get our friends. All right, we're leaving now. That was cool. Back to Cross Central. This trick is really difficult.
Hey! Awesome.
All right, that was very good. That is another another tutorial skip, but that one is super precise. You have to get pretty much as close as you can to that gate without running into it, and stand in a really specific spot, and then it works. And we're gonna learn a bunch more arts. Now we're in, I don't remember what this region's called either, but it's a jungle.
Gaia's Garden.
Gaia's Garden, that's it.
And we got probably one of the most important combat arts in terms of traversal in the game, Flare Burn.
So we now have Dash Flare. Flare, yes.
Yeah.
Wait.
Dash Flare, but like
Flare.
The art's called Flare Burn.
Yes, I knew I got the art name wrong. I was like, I don't think it's called Dash Flare. I think we just call them Dash Flares.
Yeah.
Flare's really good because when we use a flare, it we launch up in the air and then we do a laser. And what you might have noticed about this game is that we often take advantage of the fact that we are existing above the ground. There's also the area where they introduce Sonic the Hedgehog, the Element, and also Electric. We're gonna beat up this cat to get some SP. And then we're gonna do our first dash flare.
I've never been actually in combat here. Why did you do this, team?
All right, well, that's unfortunate. You cannot open chests when you're in combat, so yeah, So yeah, the way that dash flares work is you use flare burn while dashing into a slope or like a diagonal wall, and then you'll launch up, and then you'll keep a little bit of momentum and land on the corner, and that lets us get to places where you shouldn't be able to. You can technically do dash flares onto just straight walls, but I believe it's frame perfect.
Yeah.
They are called task flares, and no. Now I believe we are going to moon jump. Yes.
Yes, we gotta grind a bunch of XP first.
You do the double moon jump?
Depending on my health, I would like to.
Okay, so this game has a status effect called Jolt, which these cats will give us. And the way that Jolt works is you periodically deal damage to yourself. So there's a couple things that's important to do specifically for this, and one is to not. So we get Jolt after this. Did you not unequip your weapons? Aren't you supposed to unequip your weapons?
I did.
Okay. Yeah, so you do a ton of damage to yourself. And so what we're gonna do is there's a setup that we're gonna use Blizzard Hawk here, and then we're gonna get hit by Jolt right as you get hit by Jolt right at the right time. And what'll happen is you'll just go shooting into the air. And there's a double moon jump setup you can do to not have to do that dash flare over in the corner. It's a little bit faster. But because you do hit yourself, you can just die. So Yoshi just broke their save file. You're supposed to hit yes to fix your save file. No, we actually do want to be here right now, so we don't hit yes.
You do not want to hit yes. Your run is dead.
Then the game makes the streak that the lanternfish make. So now we're in the this dungeon split into 2 parts, and one of them is very combat heavy. And one of them is very movement heavy. I don't know if that was really intentional, but it just kind of plays out that way. They're all both puzzle heavy, don't worry. There are puzzles that we won't do. Wait, that's also sick. I also didn't know about that one. That puzzle, this one right here, we do intentionally. This last one right here. So how do you feel about persistence?
It's fine.
You feel persisting?
I do feel persisting. I usually do persist at the end of it. But maybe I won't today. I don't know. We'll find out.
We'll see. We gotta beat up some anglerfish first, though. They make this. They didn't save. You're like slightly behind.
Damn it.
Slightly behind. So
Dang
I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Wait, no.
Oh yeah. So those things home. It's really annoying. Fortunately, in this game, you can just leave and get your food back. So that's nice. This is probably the hardest dungeon. Like I said that Maroon Tree is. That's not actually true. I just hate it. Because this is just a really long combat sequence. Again, all the combats in this are extremely... No, you just got wasted by a bunch of things.
Yeah.
At least they did stack up for you afterwards.
Yeah, they did.
But the combats here are really very hard. They take a lot of practice. This game in general, very hard. This is by far the hardest game I've ever run. And it's the one I did first, which was an interesting choice on my part.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would recommend this as a first speed game.
Well, so I just looked through my Steam games, and I was like, what game should I run? What games do I like? And then I saw CrossCode, and I was like, wait, that game was really good. And then I looked up the run, I was like, this is really cool. And then I spent 180 hours, or 50 hours learning it, and then did like 20 hours of runs. And then got into Pokemon. So this is the Trial of Persistence. This is like the most infamous room in the run, probably. It is an extremely long combat chain. First, we have to do I guess not actually frame perfect dash art. Yeah, it used to be a frame perfect dash art, but there's like a different setup now, I guess. Which I didn't know about to get over there. And now we have to do like 3 different combat sequences in a row. And these are all, again, very planned out combat sequences. We don't... Wait, you can... I thought you had to wait for that to go all the way across. I thought you could fall.
I think they changed that.
Really?
I think you actually used to be able to soft lock in there.
Wait,
and then like...
Well, it couldn't have changed since I played it, because we played on an old patch.
Oh yeah, true. I don't know. I know there was like something related to it. But yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, you gotta be like... There's a lot of things to pay attention in this room, because there's a lot of enemies that... there's a lot of things that you want to do at certain times, and you have to make sure that you don't elemental overload. Oh, you have time to eat a sandwich. These mantines that are under here, we want to zap them both in the same spot so that we can kill them both at the same time. Because if we don't do this, it becomes very scary. That was very clean. Yeah, essentially you want to hit one of the manta rays into the other manta ray, so they're both in the right spot when the zap happens, and then you need to do 2 of the... I forget what the art is called, but it's the charged up frost art, attack art, and which means you also need enough SP for it. There's a ton of things you gotta keep track of in this room. It is a hard room. And also, if you do miss anything, and you fall slightly behind, like where you should be, then you run into the issue of your food running out.
There is actually something I did pretty intentionally earlier, where I grabbed this item buff thing, which basically makes it so my food buff lasts about 25% longer. Normally you wouldn't necessarily grab that, but it's really nice as like a backup here because that 25% makes a huge difference for this giant.
It does. I know that did seem like it lasted very long. So now we're gonna go not do the other half of the dungeon because there's some stuff we want to grab first. So first we're gonna go fight. You didn't get enough SP. There you go. So first we're gonna get enough SP to do a dash flare.
Nope.
Then we're gonna do what?
I noticed that up.
Oh. I thought you were talking about my.
No, I have my instant reaction moments.
That's probably the hardest dash flare that we do in the run.
I would I would kind of consider the one in Zervitar to be a lot more annoying. I mean, at least in terms of like timing and like relevance, like if you miss it.
Yeah, that one's just annoying because you feel like 2 rooms away to fix it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, the Zervitar's one bad too. Yeah, we want to grab that stuff up there. We're gonna go through. Right now, we're not actually progressing anywhere in the story. This is our like shopping run, essentially. We're gonna fight these mantises for a bit to get some more SP. Because again, we need 3 to do a dash flare. Man, imagine if we didn't need SP to dash flares. This would be the easiest run. We're gonna get the Sonic the Hedgehog spike.
Oh wait,
we need to click on that thing in order to actually get through over here. It's very easy to forget to do that. We're gonna get some more SP. Oh, you can just manip those guys over there. I like to just to YOLO through it and get knocked off. We're gonna do a dash flare up. Nope. We're gonna hit these to get 3 SP. Yeah. Part of the thing with CrossCode is there's a ton of like very precise movement tricks that you do a million times. And it's also like not a short run.
Yeah, not at all.
We're gonna go through here. There's the panda robot. I don't really know. All these enemies have like fun names you can find by scanning them.
I think they're called Panza.
Are they? Okay.
That sounds right.
That's a good name for them. And now we're gonna get a bunch of SP off of this guy right here. We need a lot of SP, and this part coming up right here is hard and punishing. Yep. Everyone's favorite combo. Because there's a really, really good weapon that we want in here. But we're extremely underleveled for what like we would otherwise want to do. It's also very important that we don't lose combat too early. So we grab that thing here. We equip a bunch of stuff. Now we're gonna fight these 4 guys. Essentially, the way it works is you do those 2 things, and then you need to counter them. So you get enough SP to do another one of those and finish them off. And if you don't, okay. And if you die there, which is really easy to do because they do an insane amount of damage, then you have to grind up all that SP again. But now we have Warkeeper, which is a really, really good sword. Now we're gonna do the other half of the dungeon over here. This is the like shock one. The other one was like the Sonic one, I think.
Yeah, shock and wave.
Wave, that's what it is.
But like you do the shock one to get wave, and you do the wave one to get shock one, because of course.
Yeah. What I'm remembering now is that or what I'm realizing about my commentary is that I do remember what you do in this game, but not what anything is called. That was kind of close. The combat in here is way easier than the combat we did before because we just got all that gear. Why don't we just get the gear earlier? We can't. We need the key that we got in after the trial of persistence to get some of that. Unlucky. This is the Dash Flare Gauntlet. You must do multiple Dash Flares in a row, and also this Indigo Strike. And you also can't take too long, because your SP is draining, so you have to be quick. You have to be quick! Alright, you cut that so close. Fun fact, when I am the person who my claim to fame in CrossCode is that I'm the person who discovered that Dash Flares do not work consistently on 144 frames per second, which made this part horrible. Do not run this game at 144 frames, or 144 hertz. It's really bad.
I don't know if I can do it with this, but I have to hurry if I can.
Yeah. This is now we do another set of Dash Flares. Or this is gonna. Yeah. Okay. Dash Flares are not actually that. Also, we just go through that that fence there. It's very weird. It just lets us do it. You need to grab that.
We're getting there.
Right? Aren't that precise of a trick. Unless you're on 144, and then they're impossible. Fortunately, this game doesn't feel that bad on 60, honestly, compared to some other games, because of it's like a pixel game, and most of them were, unless you're in Europe, then they were 50. Yeah, this is like another fight gauntlet room, but this one's like significantly easier. Oh, okay, I didn't know you just do that now. I always just waited for the thing. Okay, at this point, surely you should just wait. You should just do the... Okay.
Nah. It's too cool.
It is less swag. That is true.
Yeah.
I will give you that.
You wouldn't be the... Okay.
Also, there's like the Wisp guys now. They form boxes. It's annoying because you got to break them by... Oh yeah, the mechanic, by the way, for shock and wave balls, because remember how, if you remember before, if you froze. Okay, so there's these orbs, right? And if you charge them up enough with wave, then what they'll do is they'll go through walls, but they'll also when they hit a wall at an angle, they'll go out the other side at perpendicular to it. And then whereas shock orbs will just follow the edge. They'll just circle the edge. Remember how I said that there's a lot of puzzles in this game? A lot of puzzles in this game. Oh yeah, also we have to do that again because we never actually opened the gate.
We're coming up on my least favorite room in the entire game.
Oh, the puzzle room after this?
I hate this room.
Horrible.
I am so bad at it.
I'm also horrible at it. So there's the Son of the East. He'll be back later. This room sucks. Because it's extremely timing dependent. Alright. Because the way that we skip the puzzle, by the way, we don't do the puzzle intentionally, is essentially by making these all rise and lower at certain rates. And that first one's not too bad. This one's terrible. Because you need to launch it back in at the right angle. And then you need to not mess up your dash jump, or you have to do it again. Also, if you run into those rooms because you are excited, you have to do the entire thing normally. You can't get out. That was really good.
That was the first time I've done that perfectly.
Yeah, that room's really hard. There's a lot of very specific angling of orbs. Clickety clack. So yeah, a lot of another problem, by the way, is if you do play this game at 144 hertz, is that your cursor moves on these menus 3 times slower. It's very weird. So now we're gonna fight the Son of the East. This is a tough fight. All right, break. Again, he's invincible when he's in his shield. So we gotta break his shield.
We're not gonna talk about this. You saw nothing?
No. What happened?
I don't know. Apparently I just canceled my art.
It said the art name, though.
It didn't do it, though.
That was weird. It said the art name.
Well, no, it didn't do, like, it wasn't the right one first. Like, it was about to do battery cell first, and you don't want battery cell first.
Oh, yeah. So we gotta break his shield. This is gonna be first try.
There we go.
And then you do Radiant Swarm, and then you Battery Assault, and that does an insane amount of damage because of the gear we have, and it just one-shots him.
It's amazing.
It's a one-hit KO.
Wow, is that a Pokemon reference?
Yeah, that's like that's the best boss fight in the game because you're like all the other boss fights are like up until now are like pretty tough except for the turret, and then that one you're just like, you know what? No, I don't have to. I don't have time for this. Oh yeah, so this is a fun glitch where if you like are pushing something, and then you grab it at the same time at the right time, then you'll like switch sides on it, and then you can clip through walls. I don't know how to explain it because I don't really remember how it works, but it's funny. Way to get the stupid room leading into Son of the East first try, and then mess up Son of the East.
Thanks.
Hey, you like puzzles?
There's at least 2 puzzles.
So this is another puzzle room that we can't skip. So we have to do this one as intended as well. A little bit of setup, and then we start it. Again, all these puzzle rooms, you both have to do all the right things, and you have to do them all at the right time, and need to be at the right places to do the things at the right time. Because a lot of times it's about using like this, like we're using the same block over and over and over again, because those little diamonds in the floor eat the orbs when they pass over them. So we need to block them with the block. And now now we can go fight another Pokemon reference. Whalmer. It's more of a Whale Lord, actually.
Yeah.
Our final bun. This is the whale. I love the whale. It's extremely cute. It also just makes whale noises the whole time. And for whatever reason, when you knock the whale, it launches all these spikes in the ground. And he'll like zap his own friend whale, which is very rude of him to do. Don't die. We do another like quick kill on the whale here using battery assault, which is essentially what battery assault does is it's a level 2 shock art that just sends up a bunch of little like shocks of electricity, like a big swarm of them. Sorry,
that's actually really hard.
That's radiant swarm with that.
Oh my gosh.
So that's another chain to get the quick kill on that. It is not easy. That boss is pretty hard. I feel like it's one of the easier bosses, but it's also not easy.
Well, okay, the hard part is like the whale quick kill, because like you can get easily messed up if you get crits by mistake.
Yeah.
And also like Ape last phase is pretty hard.
Like, I should say, like, it is still hard, but it's probably one of the easier bosses. I think at least. Because this game is hard. Alright, are we doing the paths now?
Yeah.
Up this? Yeah, okay. So remember that dream we had? Oh. Oh. I didn't know about that. I always did a tutorial skip for that. Huh. Huh. Okay. That seems way easier than a tutorial skip. Or faster, at least. Maybe not easier. This reminds me of a dream I once had. Why don't you tell us about it in excruciating details, Leia? All right, so we have to go through the path that we saw on the dream, and if you do it wrong, then Sergey is like, "You did it wrong. Do it again." And it's really annoying because it's like kind of finicky. It mostly cares about like, did you go around the bamboo in the right way? Except for this one. This one's really easy. All right, so now we have the secret entrance because we followed our dreams. I'm not going to explain why in this story because I don't want to spoil the story. But and now we have to fight Shizuka.
No, we don't.
Stop! Come on. Now we have to fight Shizuka, who looks like us. It's very strange. Or I guess instead we could just do a dash player and not fight Shizuka, which is what I was trying to do, a bait and switch. God, bye Shizuka, bye Shizuka.
I couldn't know if like you were actually thinking we could.
No,
like,
no, I know we don't. I know we do Shizuka skip. Okay, literally every time that I ran it, like that I had a run get this late, I would just say hi Shizuka, bye Shizuka, because I think it's really funny that she just sits there. This is the big lore dump. Or like that's a bunch of exposition where we're learning about the Evotar program. I'm not going to go into more details about it, but there's a reason why Leia and Shizuka look very similar. That's what and it's plot important. And they're kind of sisters in a way.
Play the game if you want to know more.
And then Shizuka's finally like, maybe I don't hate you. I guess. We could be friends. I guess. So now, there's this weird secret path here. By the way, there's a whole chunk of the game where we get into like this. There's a whole chunk of the game that's like extremely plot important that we totally skip. In an area that we will be going to soon. We're gonna go shopping now, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're gonna buy a bunch of backer food because this was a Kickstarter game. And so there's a bunch of food that was named by Kickstarter backers. Why did I think the shop was down? It's definitely not. First we're gonna sell a bunch of stuff and buy a bunch of laser gear. Or one laser gear, I guess. And then we're gonna buy a bunch of spicy Beto types and some other stuff too. Spicy Beto types are essential. So the backer food is like way better than any of the other food. It's still way better than any of the other food, and it got nerfed. Actually, did it get nerfed after this patch? I don't remember. It might have been nerfed after this patch. But spicy Beto types are essentially the same, or like serve a very similar purpose to what the buns were doing earlier, where they're going to raise our attack a bunch. We also buy the other two things for various tricks that we were doing. Mostly one at the end. This is the game's cutscene section. It's about 30 seconds long.
Yeah. And we're going to be pretty much editing like the final section, which is like really focus intensive. I'm going to be like,
I will try my best to explain it, but knowing everything so far, it'll be like, oh yeah, we don't even do WMB anymore.
We do in fact do WMB. I can.
So this is the final raid essentially. There's a whole bunch of raids that we don't do that you do with your guild, and they all get messed up. And we don't do them in the run because they're slow, and we can skip them. But this is we have now learned secrets, the truth behind everything, and us and all of our friends are going to make a final assault. And we are in this area over here that we have never been to before, even though we have been here in the story. So we're gonna skip this combat because, like in Pokemon, combat is slow. That's another Pokemon reference. We're gonna just flare burn up here, and then we're gonna go into the next map. We get this landmark that we're supposed to already have. Now we're
supposed to be an entire segment. that we would be doing here had we not skipped the combat, but we just kind of
we don't want to do that. That sounds so slow. I don't want to do that. And now it's like our last sort of like combat gauntlet section. This room can be kind of hard. There's like a very specific quick kill that you could do on the virus that's about to spawn. That was good. So the way the viruses work is like you have to like turn viruses into antiviruses in order to neutralize their shield. It's weird. I never like really understood it. It's not even that complicated. I think I'm just dumb. All right. Learn some more arts. We're gonna use sphere saw again, and that is because there's all these rooms over there. We don't want to do them, so instead we just jump on the fence, and sphere saw gets just far enough to hit those things, and it hits them enough times to trigger the things, which just spawns the enemies that we need to fight to make the elevator go up another floor.
Ah, that's annoying.
Yeah, this thing's annoying. Like a lot of the things you want to like do certain things as they spawn in order to skip having to fight them. That one's annoying. This guy's annoying because he like spawns stuff everywhere. There you go.
Nope.
Or two.
There we go.
Another sphere saw. Oh. Another sphere saw room. Now we're gonna go. We don't actually want to use sphere saw as like an actual art that we're ever gonna use. So this is like this is the elevator sequence. We have to fight a bunch of enemies, including a die of chance that we will not actually have to deal with. That's cool. Because we're gonna use Ether Snipe, which is by far the coolest art.
All right, here we go.
And it just one-shots it. If you don't miss it, if you don't hit that, it's really obnoxious. So now we're fighting quad turrets, which is like, what if there were 4 turrets instead of 1? And the way that this fight... So now we're fighting quad turrets, which is like, what if we fought 4 turrets instead of 1? And the way that this fight works is essentially you're supposed to like... So we want to get low here. Okay.
This fight has a lot. Okay, this fight has like a lot of damage variance, which is why I'm probably gonna be restarting it several times.
Yeah, this is a fight where you can like, I'm trying to like remember how this fight works exactly because it's been so long. But essentially, like when you beat up the turret, it'll spawn the thing that lets us move to the next area, right? In order to get through that without taking damage. And we want to be killing all of them in one phase, and doing that is very hard. I don't actually remember why we want to be low. It's been too long.
Because Berserker.
Berserker, right. We have a buff that if we're low on health, then we do extra damage.
There we go.
And that is important in order to get enough damage in to one cycle it. And that is really hard. That is a hard fight.
And it's also kind of a little bit luck-based, because like there's a lot of crits that can happen, which can completely mess you up.
Yep. I remember watching Synth lose 2 runs to 2% crits in a row, and then like immediately ending stream. So this is the last puzzle that we're gonna do, intentional, like the way it's meant to do, because it's also the last puzzle.
Whoa there.
And it requires you to use all of your everything.
Let's not talk about that. I've actually failed this puzzle.
I
didn't
have.
happen.
That never happened. So we've used all of our arts to every single thing that we've learned throughout the entire game in the mother of all puzzles. It is actually very easy to mess up.
There we go.
But don't count your chickens yet.
All right. I have indeed passed this up before, so it is indeed possible.
Okay, I thought you'd saying you'd never messed up this puzzle before, and I'm like, that's crazy.
No, I have several times.
And that's the puzzle. And now we're able to go up to the end floor. Oh yeah, there's another fight on the way up. I forgot that. I knew that first fight seemed too fast. That's because I forgot about this one.
Yeah, this is a long one.
Yeah, this is the long one. I was like, that was so quick because I forgot about the one existing. Again, this is another one we want to chain him because this guy is really annoying if he's able to just roam free. He just poops out squares everywhere. Also, oh, getting real close there. Then
yeah.
You're over. It does get reset here though. So that's nice. Nice thing about the spicy veto types is they do increase our health regen. Two more things and we will move on. I do find it very funny. The last two things are just like they're just guys.
Yeah,
they're just little guys. All right, and now we are moving on to the designer fight. Skill WMB. Do not skill WMB.
I will skill WMB.
Because if you don't skill WMB, then you do this very cool thing where you lose an insane amount of time. There are two strategies. What?
I do that just to save my circuit, so if I die, I don't have to do them again.
Can't you just exit the menu to do that?
No, because you have to exit the menu.
Yeah. All right, so this is designer, and designer's whole thing is that he has a bunch of different elemental attacks, and also he's gonna break the stage as the fight continues. We're trying to build up SP right now. Based on the color of his shield is what element you have to use. So we're gonna use another. So he's gonna. Oh wait, you do this. You do the synth way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there's multiple ways to chain him here.
Please. Okay, we're good.
Essentially, you want every time you break one of his bars, he'll go into this like chain where he just kind of launches himself down, right? And there are two ways to force a break when he's doing that. You can either do the way that that Yoshi just did it, which I don't actually. Which is harder, I think, but
that's a lot harder.
Faster. Or you could do the way where you just use essentially a move that makes a giant ice pillar. And then after that, between those phases, what you're trying to do is you're building up as much SP as you can, because you need to have at least 9. Ideally, all of it.
Yeah, you need all of it.
You need all of it, right? It's 4. Yeah, you need 12.
These are dice rolls. Let's hope. Give me the crits. Oh, you're gonna make me play it fine? Be like that.
Yeah, okay. So you...
Ideally, I would still be in like red health whenever I do those, because I need the berserker damage in order to guarantee I get enough damage. You can still get it if you're not, but it's kind of luck based. I just didn't have enough damage earlier, so it makes me actually have to play this out.
Yeah, which like doesn't take that long. So now we're in the creator fight, which is the ultimate experience.
Yes.
Whoa, it's a big, and I guess the ultimate experience is like an elephant. So we're gonna try to get. So a lot of this is about getting to the exact right health that we want to be. We're going to break his hand, and then we're going to use Chain Blitz in order to break his nose. Also, I love this theme. I like this piano part at the beginning. He switches between the different elements, which changes what he's weak and resistant to. And what we want to do is we want to get damage in, and then when he's switched to shock, we're going to essentially get to the exact right amount of health that we get in this chain using the level 3 wave flare, or wave art,
kind of high,
which is called wave motion beam, and it's going to be really loud and annoying. The health threshold for this is really precise because essentially you need to be in the right amount of health and have and use certain items.
Oh no!
Oh, you didn't. Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to. Oh wait, maybe. This might work. Please.
Essentially, so yeah, we charge up to 3, and it's gonna be really loud. So I apologize, and it's really annoying. I apologize now. But you notice our health is going down and then going back up. That's because of the food that we ate, and as you do certain breaks. And what we need to do is, I'm not 100% sure how exactly it works, but it will.
Please. Okay, we're good.
Okay. It will cycle forever until you get cycle for long enough until you get the final kill. By the way, that's time. Which I think I might be in charge of. Ah. Wait. That one's hard to explain, but it makes a bunch of loud noise. And then it goes badoo badoo badoo, and then he dies. Because if you don't do that, it's really long, because essentially there's this whole long thing where you're getting exponential damage, and it is kind of neat. We do puzzles, but we said we weren't going to do any more puzzles, so we didn't. And that's CrossCode. I apologize that my commentary at the end there got a little, it's because the end of the game is super technical, and
yeah,
I was never good at it.
I actually wonder if that was a PB, because like that was like real time, like 130, but like you have to cut down the loads. That actually would have been really close.
You have the timer.
No, that's not the same timer though, because like that doesn't count for there's a different in-game timer. We have like the timer mod that does it. Like this is like our file time, and then like live splits time's different. So I actually don't know.
Why do you not just have the timer running?
Because I didn't want to lag.
But lag is fast.
Not in this game.
Yeah, it could have been a PB. That was like
actually might have been.
That was pretty clean, all things considered.
Yeah, I was really happy with this.
Yeah, that's CrossCode. You should play CrossCode casually.
Please
it's really
play
good.
CrossCode.
Shout outs to the CrossCode speedrunning community, my first speedrun community, and this is your run, so you should probably be shouting people out more than I should.
Okay, well, shoutouts to Symph, Urenstein, Wamba, X-Dragon, all of you from the CrossCode community, especially Symph for helping me learn this run. And please try out this game. This is like my favorite game ever. And if you want to try the speedrun, please do.
You were like, shoutouts to Symph. You should really try this game. And I was like, yeah, Symph, you should try this game.
I mean, yeah, Symph, come back.
You like it.
But please, try this game. It's awesome.
It's very good. And then, I don't think I have anything else to say.
No, I think we're good.
Shoutouts to everyone who came together to put this event together and is running in it. I'll be back tomorrow running a terrible Alpha Sapphire mistake. And also Yoshi and I will both be commentating a Hat in Time for the personal computer race. So you should probably come check. I would check that out.
I would check it out.
And from all of us here on stream, we have 2 donations. We have Bachan with $10 with no comment. Thank you for your donation. We have $50 from Nash, who says, "Go Yoshi, go." Thank you both for your donations. And we'll be right back with